And you know, many of those stories I've only heard bits and pieces of in passing, but to be able to hear you retell that when you've lived it is so incredible. We're so lucky.
I wish I had an hour to do that. I mean, there was just a lot I was lucky to report on.
I'm sure, and there's so much more to Brad as well. In your 46 years as well, you've always been heavily involved in several organizations as well that are very near and dear to your heart.
That's right, and among them, well, the American Heart Association, for example, but also Easter Seals, and of course the Santa Claus Club.
The Tri-State is proving that Easter Seals is certainly a worthy cause to be behind.
For 44 years, Brad has hosted the Easter Seals Telethon, which is our signature event. Also during that time, he has emceed various events, narrated many videos, and really been the voice of Easter Seals. Brad is tremendously impacted every year by meeting the ambassadors whose stories he's developing.
And remember Emily and Caitlin and the hundreds of kids who are helped every week out of the year right here at the Rehabilitation Center. That's where your money's going, folks, right here at the Rehabilitation Center where we're broadcasting tonight.
You know, he really relates to them and wants to hear about them as people and really respects them as people. And throughout those 44 telethons, he has done stories on more than 80 Easter Seals ambassadors, both children and adults. Throughout those 44 years of hosting that telethon, Brad has helped us raise over $27 million.
Let's see how we're closing out 1997. $556,000.
That has helped tens of thousands of children and adults receive that life-altering therapy that they so desperately need. One of the most interesting things is that Brad actually met his wife, TJ, through Easter Seals. So we have an even stronger connection with him and with TJ. What I mentioned, the telethon, originally the male hosts wore tuxedos. And TJ, as an employee here at Easter Seals in the fundraising department, was working with the telethon and came up and adjusted Brad's tie. And that started conversation and, you know, proceeded from there. So they have been together got together through Easter Seals. Brad, we at Easter Seals could not appreciate you more. You know, we were so excited to give you the 2024 Community Impact Award, which is so well deserved. Thank you for all that you've done for us throughout the decades. We really appreciate it.
I'm Tony Wolf, president of Santa Claus Club.
That's your help, so please donate now.
Brad has helped Santa Claus Club over the years on TV and just organizations. We have helped clothe 2,000 to 3,000 kids a year.
And here he comes.
We're at $282,719.
Brad always conducts himself great on TV. I mean, the way he interacts with people and the stories he tells. But the coolest thing from my experience was actually just one time when we were doing the online giving and seeing his face whenever we had like $15,000 in just individual donations right in a row. It was amazing. Just seeing his expression like, wow, this is the first time I've seen that. Thanks, Brad Bird, for all your service over the years.
Well, your passion shows, oh my gosh, all of those clips, and then when I get to see you do it in person as well. But my favorite part of that story was, I didn't know that's how you met TJ. I hear all these amazing things about her, but I did not know that was your story.
Actually, I was wearing a necktie at that particular telethon, and she came up to me, and professional relationship, and she came up and straightened my tie, which I sincerely appreciated, and one thing led to another, and about 34 years later, here we are. Yeah.
Beautiful story.
Well, thank you, Jessica. Thank you for that report you did last night. And I thank Brandon Bartlett for putting together that potpourri there of the community service, and John Simpson, who definitely,
worked hard.
Yes, and you and I know exactly what I'm talking about there.